Well, good morning, everybody. Jeff Slakey, Spencer Hughes. Morning, Spencer.
Good morning.
Got a great guest in studio here as August is Motorsports Awareness Month, and there's no better place to bring a little awareness to our community as the Ridge Motorsports Park, and we have Tracie Schmitt in studio. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thanks for being here. The Ridge, a great destination and has been for a while now for high-performance cars. You see them come in on the ends of the weekends and starting to make their way out there to the Ridge. For folks who may not be 100% familiar with this, tell us where the Ridge is, and then we'll get into some of the things that are coming up.
Well, the Ridge is located obviously in Shelton, Washington here, and we're located at 1060 West Ills Hill Road. And we're a multi-purpose motorsports facility. So we have a 2.47-mile road course, kart track that's open to the public with karts that go about 45 miles per hour with elevation changes on the track. We have an off-road park and MX track that's AMA sanctioned.
RidgeMotorsportsPark.com is a good website to check in on, and as we look through all the great photos and pieces of information on here, you definitely see that safety is paramount, and one of the things that Motorsports Awareness Month talks about is safety. So let's go with that to begin with. How much of safety is kind of the mantra there, the main component as the racers come in and get ready to go around the tracks?
Safety is ongoing, I think, in motorsports in general. So if there's room for improvement, I think everybody is trying to take a look at every component of both the spectator component and on-track component and seeing what we can do to always improve the safety. We have even a couple current programs in place, even with West Mason, our fire department, and out there to where we actually do training programs at night, and we actually have some clubs come in to where we're actually doing hands-on training. So when they're on track supporting us from a BLS standpoint, we also bring them in to do training with removing helmets, and especially for bikes, they have different suits that they're wearing. Some have airbags, some don't. So trying to maintain and keep up with the ongoing industry and changes they have just with safety alone, wearing safety gear and
Sure.
everything. We're trying to maintain our training to keep up with that so that way we're addressing every situation appropriately on track.
Wow.
So
Also see there is different kinds of programs like rider and driver training and educational programs, as well as ways that folks are getting out there. And when it comes to the go-kart track, it's a scale model of the full track, and people are just as safe. They get belted in and helmets and everything like that, right?
we actually, before anybody goes on track for karts, we have a driver introduction program to where we have a map of the course. We go over the different flags, what those flags mean. We give them a kind of like an introductory lap, so they get to go around once before the actually track goes green kind of situation. So we make sure that the knowledge is there before they go out. Sometimes, whether or not they listen, sometimes there's more of a good time than. Sometimes we have to pull them back. So.
Sure.
Yeah.
But people have a great time out there. It's fun.
How did Sheldon get so lucky to have this? I guess it first opened, the first season was 2012.
Yes.
But people come from all over
Yes.
to this track. How did it end up coming to Sheldon? Do you know kind of the story behind that?
This story behind that is obviously the Minkies have been a huge part of this community and everything. And Joe they obviously he has a huge passion for motorsports. Same thing with Rusty Gill. And both those owners having that passion and the knowledge of just the industry alone, obviously it shows within the facility itself and the growth that they're trying to implement with the local community and nationally. So
we see that there's again, as I mentioned earlier, that there's a lot of groups that come in, and it seems like as you look at the calendar, you're always busy with people that are coming in here. Obviously it's a top-notch course if folks keep coming back. What are some of the things you hear about how this separates us from, I don't know, other tracks around the area?
I think it's understanding. I think there's a couple different elements to that. One, the ownership group did a phenomenal job building a road course that's creative. It's always challenging a rider and driver. So you're always honing in that skill. You're always making yourself better. There's all these creative components on track and stuff. And then with that, there's a lot of elements, like we talked about, we did a press release on the bridge and everything is, we're working very hard to make this a fan-friendly environment. And then when we do that, the viewing from all these different areas is phenomenal. So our goal is not only to make it this phenomenal facility from a racing standpoint, but it's to make it a phenomenal facility from the fan standpoint as well.
So you mentioned the bridge. Let's talk a little bit about that and some of the other big things as the Performance Center's getting ready to open up.
The Performance Center, that baby's been a lot of work, but yeah, most definitely. We're really excited about finally seeing the light at the end of the tunnel on that project, because there's so many things with that building that's going to, drive different aspects of the facility and the growth of the facility, and also bring a bunch of elements within the community. We want to do some training programs, and we have a bunch of fun things in the works. So to finally see this coming together to where we can finally do a grand opening and let everyone see everything that we've been working on as a team for quite a while now, everyone's really proud of it.
Yeah,
very
that's
proud
cool.
of it.
And then the bridge, tell us about that.
The bridge. So we're I think one thing we pride ourselves on is we try to do a lot of the legwork before we do the announcements, because we want people to know that we're not just talking about it, like we're ready to go.
Yeah.
And so the bridge has been obviously a discussion for a while, because trying to create the Ridge Motorsports Park to be a fan-friendly environment, correct? So you got to make it fun for everyone to come out and watch with their family and friends. So we finally were in a position to where, with the growth and the expansion, to bring this phase of the construction and expansion into play. And we're working with Topper Industries to come out, and they're huge in that industry regarding bridge construction and everything. So they've come out, they've done their surveying. We got all the engineered plans and drawings in place. So at the end of it, we'll have a 150-foot span bridge, to where when you come into the facility, into the paddock area, you can walk over to the center of the track and really get to see between 70-80% of the track, which is huge for a road course.
Yeah.
So
that's amazing. RidgeMotorsportsPark.com is the website where you can find out more on this, all the different surfaces that are available, the schedule, the expansion project, and the performance shop, and more. You're continuing to be seen more and more, and more big events scheduled down the pike. It's going to be a fun time to see this grow even more, to bring in more of the community. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, we're excited for the future.
Again, it is Motorsports Awareness Month, for the month of August, and a great place to be a little more aware of. It's a real gem in our community. It's the Ridge Motorsports Park at ridgemotorsportspark.com. Tracie, good to see you again.
It's good to see you guys.
Thanks for
Have a
coming
great
in.
one.
Thank you.